I admire my father's work so much that I can't pretend I don't compare or have his lyrics in the back of my mind. So it's challenging.
The first thing that come to my mind when I see this award, what means legacy to you? How important is legacy for you?
For me, it's everything, because I really look up to my parents. I look up to what they gave me, and it touches me when I think that my grandmother was an actress, my mother was an actress, I'm an actress, maybe one of my girls will be an actress. It touches me, yeah. But then it was difficult because they were a heavy legacy, and it was hard for me to feel that I was good enough. And so I criticized myself quite a lot. But that's the way it is.
Do you still criticize yourself based on this amazing career you have?
Yeah, of course. Especially with music, because I admire my father's work so much that I can't pretend I don't compare or have his lyrics in the back of my mind. So it's challenging. But the acting, yeah, I criticize everything I do, but I think it's not something that it's not negative. After a while, a friend of mine was saying, but stop saying, negative things about yourself, be positive. But for me, it is positive because it makes me want to challenge myself. It means that I can do better, that I want to do better. And I'm a good judge. I know what I do.
What inspires you in music and in films? What is your biggest inspiration to create?
If beauty and truth can be aligned, I would say that. I love provocation. I love to be surprised. And I think it's important right now.
You have made comedy in France, and now we see you in a show in Amazon doing kind of comedy.
Yeah.
What other genre do you want to explore? What other things do you want to explore?
I'd love to do an action film.
Like shooting the kind of superhero?
Yeah. No, but just to have action. Because I was always so shy and people think I'm delicate, but I'm brutal. And I'm strong, and I love physical stuff.
But we have seen you in pretty strong, characters.
Yeah.
Like when you work with Lars von Trier,
Yeah.
then you work with a drama. Like, how do you oscillate? How do you navigate between working with a director that is so demanding to working with a director that let you be yourself?
Lars lets you be yourself.
Oh.
That's what he wants. He doesn't want a character. Or at least with me, he didn't want me to do acting. He's asking for truth, and that's very inspiring and very challenging. But it's wonderful to navigate between comedy and drama and music and fashion. It's fun, and for me, comedy, I said this earlier, but it really has a lot of meaning. In my life, I had experienced the death of my mother, which was terrible and very extremely heavy. And at the same time, I was starting Étoile, and it was bringing me into that other sphere of, not thinking. I had so many lines to remember, and it was all just so fun. And so to be able to have that on one side and then to go back to reality is a wonderful gift that we actors can have.
How important is for you, because your work can explore different audiences. Can have an audience here in France, in America in festivals. How important is for you as an actress, as a creator, how we as an audience will receive your work?
I don't know what people think of me.
I can tell you it's good. when I say that I'm coming to interview you, many people were saying, oh, I love her, like she's so great. So it's a good feedback.
Great. But then it's nice, but then I forget and my doubts come back. So, but it's lovely to hear. Then I don't know, when I went to, in Paris, when I get stopped in the street, people always talk about my parents. It's normal. It's, they all grew up with my parents. They adore them. So I was always coming second, third. And I got used to that, of course. But then I moved to New York for 6 years. And then people recognized me for myself. And they were saying they loved Lars's films. In Paris, nobody talks about, for me, about what I did with Lars. In New York, everybody did. They talked about the album I did with Beck, the last album, and suddenly I felt so proud that I had a moment for me.
Charlotte, thank you so much for this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.